Hello, Scramble family. Today's story is The Prince and the Phoenix from Illustrated Stories of Princes and Princesses. The Prince and the Phoenix. The Prince of Jing dreamed one night of a beautiful princess sitting in a garden he had never seen before. In his dream, he fell desperately in love with her, and when he woke, he cried out at the loss of her. He called for his ink and his brushes and drew her image on a piece of precious silk. In one corner he wrote the lines, "Her skin is pale as moonlight, her hair is dark as night. From birth to youth we never met yet. In my dreams we are together, she and I." Then he summoned his ministers and showed them the portrait. "Can anyone tell me the name of this beautiful maiden?" he asked. The ministers all shook their heads and stroked their beards and confessed they did not know her name. So the prince sent them away in disgrace and began asking everyone in the palace, high or low, if they could name the princess in the picture. One after the other, they shook their heads. The prince then asked the magicians of the kingdom to find out the name of his dream princess, but each one gave a different answer. "How can I trust you now?" demanded the prince, and banished them from his kingdom. The portrait was shown around every room in the palace to every visitor, but all who gazed at that beautiful face shook their heads. They were sorry, but they did not know her name. The Prince of Jing ate no more, and he drank no more. He lost count of where the days ended and the nights began, which way was in and which was out, what was left and what was right. He spent his time roaming among the Kulun mountains, racked with longing and sorrow. On one of his wanderings he came to the edge of a precipice. The valley below was strewn with rocks, and as the prince gazed at them, a bird lit like a fire flew towards him. She had curling, tendrilled tail feathers, eyes that shone like the sun, and wings that spanned the sky. "I am the Phoenix," she announced. "Why is the mighty Prince of Jing so far from home? Why is your face in shadow?" "The tiger can run after the deer in the forest," the prince replied. "The eagle can fly over the mountains and plains, but how can I find the one my heart desires?" And he told the bird his story. "I can help you," replied the phoenix. "I can make myself large enough to carry a town upon my back, or small enough to pass through a keyhole. I know all the princesses and all the palaces of the earth. Show me the picture, and I will tell you the name of the princess." "Come then," said the prince, and the phoenix followed him back to the palace. When the prince showed the portrait, the bird became as large as an elephant. "This is the daughter of the king of China. She is just as you have painted her, like a full moon rising under a black cloud. Sit on my back, and I will carry you to the place of your dream." At nightfall, they were flying over the king's palace above a beautiful garden, and in the garden sat the princess, singing and playing upon a lute. The phoenix swooped down just outside the palace walls, and the prince slipped off her back. Then the phoenix showed him how to cut 12 bamboo stems to make a flute, which has a sound sweeter than the evening breeze on a forest stream. The prince blew gently across the pipes, and the princess heard the sound. "I can see nothing but flowers and trees," she cried out, "but this music is the melody of a heart that has suffered sorrow on sorrow, and only a heart full of longing can listen." At that moment the phoenix came down from the sky, her feathers like autumn flames, and dropped the prince's painting at her feet. She gazed in astonishment at her own image, and when she read the lines inscribed, she asked, trembling, "Tell me, Phoenix, who is it that I cannot see but calls to my heart? Who is it who has never seen me but knows my face?" Then the Phoenix spoke to her and told her the story of the prince's dream. "I brought him here on my wings. For many days he has longed for this hour. Now let him see the living image and heal the wound in his heart." Swift and overpowering is the rush of the waves on the pebbles of the shore, and like a little pebble felt the princess when the Prince of Jing stood before her. The phoenix lit up the garden with the light of her fiery rings, and a breath of love stirred the flowers under the stars. The prince and the princess were married in the king of China's palace, and the phoenix flew back to the sun, spreading peace in her wake. Till next time, Scramble family.